Okay, so this is my first ever makeup story time. I'm going to start off by taking it off, and I'm also going to put it back on. The story that I'm about to tell is my own, so let's get right into it. Story time about how I ran away from my dad and my stepmom's house, and then after that, I ended up homeless, and my ex-best friend tried to ruin my life. So a little background information. I was 18 years old, and it was on June 1st, and about my dad, he wouldn't let me hang out with anyone, he would beat me, and he would make my life a living hell. One time, he made my life a living hell. He beat me senseless, he choked me to death, well, almost to death. And I would just like to add in an extreme trigger warning to anyone who's triggered by these topics. But that's what happened. So, on June 1st, I texted my girlfriend Zoe. And I asked her if she could come, if her dad could come pick me up so we can go to the skip pool. And yes, her name is Zoe. And her mom came and she picked me up. Then after she came and picked me up, we went to go pick up my best friend at the time. Her name's Eliza. And her brother, Zoe's brother Zabel, was in the car with us with one of his friends. And my dad and my stepmom were at work. So we pretty much hung out all the time. So fast forward, when we're done with the pool and our little pizza party, I tell Eliza I'm gonna run away from my house because I don't feel safe there. Then after that, we go to my house and I go ahead and go pack up all my stuff. And then after I'm done packing all my stuff, I run to the car. And that's when things get a little bit crazy. I'm running out of time, like for part 2. Part 2 about how I ran away from my abusive dad's house. And my best friend, my ex-best friend, tried to ruin my life, and I was ended up on the streets and I'm back with my mom. So like I said in the last part, on June 1st, after I grabbed all my stuff, I told Zabel, drive, and he drove all the way to their apartment that they had at the time. Then after that, I spent the night there. Then the next evening was pretty okay. For the most part, moving in, it was pretty okay. But let me tell y'all, the next few days got worse. I was forced to clean up after the baby and take care of the baby, while the mom just sits there and smokes cigarettes and smokes weed. And after that, I was forced to clean up all the dishes, and what was worse is that Eliza has been using this boy for money, which she does all the time. I'm not really surprised. Then after that, the one time she beat my ass, it was because I was fighting her. She did not care about my feelings whatsoever. Like, at all. Then after that, I ran away. And I ended up on the streets for about 2 weeks. And things took a turn for the worse. I was given some laced weed. And I was hard on the street. Running out of time, life for part 3. Part 3 about how I ran away from my dad's house and my ex-best friend tried to ruin my life, and how I ended up on the street, got hard. And after that, I ended up in an epicenter. My mom came to get me, and I'm living happily in Georgia. So like I said, I was given laced weed that apparently had cocaine in it, and I also had alcohol poisoning. And then after that, the next day I was slumped up against a tree in the graveyard, and I was at a loss of words. All I could do was just sit there and cry. But I knew that I wasn't going to let this get the best of me, and the gas station was literally 2 hours away, so I had to walk there. I didn't have a phone, I didn't have anything. Oh, and I forgot to mention about the whole blackface thing. My ex-best friend forced me to do that one, because she said that if I didn't, she was going to text my dad and have him come get me so that way he could come beat me some more. Anyways, after that, I finally get back to the gas station that I was at. Then, after I get back to the gas station I was at, 2 days later, there was this girl that I have known for a while. Actually, the first day I was homeless, she was the first one I turned to. And she told me, have you been, hard? And I told her, yes, I have, many times in my life. She said, do you want me to call 911? I said, yes. And then after she called 911, I was at Turkey Creek Hospital. And then after that, I was in the McNabb Center. But before I get to that, Eliza would spread so much hate about me. She said that I essayed her and raped her when she did that to me. Running out of time, left for part 4. Part 4 about how I ran away from my abusive dad. And then after, my ex-best friend started talking crap about me and almost made everyone hate me. And how I got hurt by her and by her on the street, actually in her house. Then after, I was smoking laced weed, got alcohol poisoning. And she tried, and the guy on the street raped me. Excuse me. And after that, the rest. So like I said, she was talking all sorts of crap about me, trying to make me look like the bad guy when I was trying to expose her for who she really was. And I was actually speaking out about what actually happened. She tried to victimize herself, make it look like that I did those things to her when I didn't. And then after, she tried to make me look like the bad guy. Then after that, I was staying at the McNabb Center for a couple of days. So yeah, I told my mom about what happened. I called her, and good news, I am back in Georgia where I belong, and I am no longer with my dad anymore. Hope y'all enjoyed the story.